Episode, a once taboo product is blazing its way through California's economy.
12% of Paris's budget is due to cannabis income taxation.
Tune in to our community roundtable as we discover how Women's History Month honors the past while inspiring change.
I think that we can change our world today by having relationships with other women, particularly in the mentoring of young women.
Join Spirit of Innovation co-host, executive producer Diane Strand and director Scott Strand. Scott and Diane are the co-founders of the nonprofit JDS Creative Academy, co-owners of award-winning JDS Video and Media Productions Incorporated, JDS Actors Studio, and the co-authors of the best-selling book, Show Business, Breaking into the Industry as an Actor. Stay with us as the Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America team bring you impactful and innovative community news and information with the good to know and need to know that you expect. Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America starts now.
Welcome to Spirit of Innovation, Arts Across America.
Hosting this show is really fun for both of us, and we're really glad that you guys can join us.
As California residents, business owners enjoy highlighting different industries and making an impact on the state's local economy. Booming legal cannabis industry is one of them. Sometimes it's hard to believe it's just another type of business.
Do you remember the film Reefer Madness, like from 1936? So it showed evils of smoking marijuana, and back then the idea of it ever being legal was there was just no way. So then they re-released the movie in the 1970s, and I got to tell you, as a child of the 70s, we kind of laughed at that a lot.
The songs say, times are a-changin'.
That's right. How much of an impact does recreational cannabis have on California's economy?
The local stigma of cannabis is old history, or does it still linger? Spirit of Innovation, Arts Across America explores these questions. Have a look.
There's no denying that cannabis is a moneymaker for California. Total tax revenue since January 2018 is nearly $5.5 billion. Last year, California's dispensaries reported $4.4 billion in sales. In Riverside County, total cannabis sales were just over $399,522,000.
At the local level, well, it changes depending on where you are in each jurisdiction. It could benefit the locality in local taxes, which could be up to 10%. We'll look at Paris, California. 12% of Paris's budget is due to cannabis income taxation. Paris, California is one of a handful of cities in the state of California that's paid off their pension debt. Now, I don't know if they paid it off directly because of cannabis funds, but I have to believe 12% of your budget year after year had something to do with it.
Cannabis supports almost 418,000 jobs across the United States and over 83,000 jobs in California. Accredited universities are now offering a 4-year degree in cannabis science. In Riverside County, UC Riverside and Mount San Jacinto Community College provides cannabis career training courses. MSJC is also developing a state-approved apprenticeship in cannabis cultivation and retail.
Giving young people different career pathways nowadays is a big deal. One example is we've had bud tenders start out at retail services at a different wage, and 6 years later they're general managers making 6 figures.
However, U.S. laws still classify marijuana as a Schedule I substance, making the distribution of cannabis a federal offense, and federal restrictions can create many challenges.
We're not getting deductions for the cost of goods we sell. We're not getting deductions for our labor costs, but most profit models in America are designed to have deductions for the cost you pay for your goods and the deductions for labor, retirement benefits, insurance benefits, and it kicks out what's called a net profit. Well, cannabis businesses, we're taxed on the whole thing and we're not given a deduction for anything. Probably the biggest challenge in cannabis today.
Another challenge is the lingering anti-cannabis stigma with some segments of the population.
There's still this assumption that this is a gateway drug, that, doing this is going to get me to heroin and cocaine and fentanyl. And addictive personalities are addictive personalities. It's nothing to do with the product itself. I think there's also perception relative to safety. Now that we're in an industrial park, our neighbors thought somehow we would be inviting the wrong element. We have improved the safety of this facility by tenfold. If you talk to our police chief, James Rails, you'll find out that we're one of the safest businesses that we have in town.
Those who work in the cannabis industry see the benefits firsthand.
I see how much it helps veterans and how much it helps people sleep and how much it helps go through the pain. I think seeing the fentanyl crisis go across, a lot more people are saying, why don't we use cannabis for pain? Why don't we use cannabis that people don't get addicted to?
I love the fact that if somebody comes in with arthritis and I can show them a cream, and the cream helps more than anything that they go into the doctors and the doctors have prescribed to them, that really showcases why I work here in the cannabis industry.
There's something truly for everyone. If you don't want to smoke, if you don't want to eat it, there's ways we can go around it, and you can benefit from cannabis that you may have never thought possible back 20, 30 years ago.
While cannabis' status on a federal level remains a question mark, it's clear that California's cannabis industry is making a positive impact.
While MSJC apprenticeship program we mentioned in the segment is currently under development, the college does offer cannabis specialist courses. We have more information on our website. March is Developmental Disability Awareness Month. This is where we recognize individuals with developmental disabilities and the ways that they continue to break down barriers in our communities. We invited JDS Creative Academy program participant Stefano Alaya for a chat to tell us how the job training programs he's in has helped him break down barriers. Scott had a conversation with him.
Check it out. Hi, I'm here with Stefano Alaya, who is learning video production in our job training program. How are you, Stefano?
Good, and you?
Good. So you've been with our program like 4 years now, right?
Yes.
So as someone with a developmental disability, what are some of the obstacles that you've faced?
One of the things I find tricky sometimes still is script writing for like radio, SOI updates, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the script writing gets difficult sometimes. Yeah, I get that. Can you tell me what are some of your goals and dreams?
My dream job is to become a voice actor for video games.
Video games, that's cool. And you actually do VO here, right? You get to record radio and some other things, right?
Yeah.
How has JDS Creative Academy program kind of helped prepare you for future job opportunities?
I feel like it has helped me get out of my comfort zone, try things that I have not tried, like try to get more comfortable trying things that I haven't tried before.
That's one thing I always tell you, right? I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you feel that programs similar to ours are beneficial to help people and others grow?
I feel like it could help other people that want to try out new stuff.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for being here with me, Stefano. I appreciate it. Next up, we want to highlight another nonprofit organization that also aims to provide opportunities in the entertainment industry to those with developmental disabilities. Check it out.
Exceptional Minds is a Los Angeles-based nonprofit and a post-production studio that helps prepare young adults on the autism spectrum for careers in digital arts and entertainment.
Exceptional Minds was founded by families who had young adults on the autism spectrum. They had kids that were really creative and that were looking for opportunities and outlets for that creativity. And it also occurred to the team as they were building out Exceptional Minds that why not build a studio? That a studio could make a lot of sense to help provide job opportunities to these graduates.
Their organization offers both academic and studio programs that provide students with a space to hone their artistic passions. The students prepare for future job opportunities with workshops, vocational training, mock interviews, and learning resume writing skills.
We see our graduates moving on to positions within our studio or positions at Mattel or at Warner Brothers or at Paramount or at Marvel, where we have two of our artists who've been working there for over 5 years each. But what's important to us is making sure that people know that they have access to these programs, and that programs like the summer workshops at Exceptional Minds are looking for new and unique voices, people who are excited about creating, excited about learning different softwares, excited about making video games, excited about making animations, because autism does not discriminate. And so we just want to make sure that as many people as want access can gain that access, so that we can continue to provide a great place to learn and a special group of folks to learn with.
Both Exceptional Minds and JDS Creative Academy will be presenting their programs at the Autism and Entertainment Conference on April 5th at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles, and Diane will be speaking there.
Really excited about that.
We have more on the Exceptional Minds programs on our website.
March is also Women's History Month, and the focus of this month's Community Roundtable. Joining me to discuss the importance of recognizing women's history and with three incredible women: historian and writer Rebecca Fahnbark, Jamie McNeese, owner of Thrive Health Insurance and Services, and Donna San Miguel, Executive Director of Community Relations at California State University, San Marcos. Take a look. Welcome back to the Community Roundtable. I'm very excited to chat with our guests here today as we continue our conversation on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and look at the months honoring certain groups of people. March is Women's History Month. And so I wanted to start off by, given the state of our society today, what is the importance in having these months, and what does it really mean? Jamie?
So I want to frame that with, it's important to know what our history is before we can acknowledge where we're at. In biblical times, women were considered property. They either belonged to their father, their husband, or their brother. And so keep in mind, although we think that's ancient times, that's a document or a book, the Bible, that we currently use. And so that's the context of information that still is that exists on a daily basis in our society. Other things to consider were, I'll make it very current. It wasn't until 1974 that a woman could get a credit card in her own name without being co-signed by her husband, father, or another man. Also in 1974 was the first time it became illegal for a bank to deny a woman a mortgage without being co-signed by a man. In 1920, so to me that's still kind of current, it was illegal to sell any form of contraception. It was not until 1965 that the Supreme Court said that it had to be legal across the entire country, not just state to state. It had to be legal across the entire country that married couples could purchase contraception. Married couples. In some states, it was still illegal for a single woman to buy contraception.
So, being the youngest person here on the panel, how do you feel about today's norms?
For me, where it is now, there are a lot of opportunities, but we do face certain challenges, as we know, with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. That's a challenge for women's reproductive rights and just healthcare in general. And that's important for women if, they're vital to our society. They contribute to the economy. And so there is a great need for them to have that access to health care so that they can continue, in their careers, continue having families, continue being productive members of society as well.
Absolutely. As a woman in business, I can relate with that, especially in the entertainment industry. It's very male dominant, and being one of the only women who would sit in some of the rooms and have to be able to make my voice be heard, to be able to get things put across, especially in a producing position where, I was, always maybe set to the back and then they would listen to the men. I'd have to say it was until Barbra Streisand called me to the front that actually started me to stand out when I was working on one of her shows. So that, that really changed a lot for me, to where all of a sudden it wasn't always just the men being called up to work on lighting or do something. So that was a big move for me in my industry and in my career. Moving on to another question, we've had past achievements and women through history. You talked a little bit about that and some of the things that have happened through time. What are some of the things in history that really stand out to you, Rebecca?
You know, I was born in the early 1950s, so it wasn't that long after World War II. And so I came into this life in this setting that was different and new, because women had to take over America basically during the 1940s, during World War II. We have the picture of Rosie the Riveter, you know, I can do it type of thing, right? And the women did it. Not only the women who worked in factories, but the women who did farming, because the men were overseas. You know, they had to take care of the kids, they had to maintain the farming equipment, they had to maintain the whole United States. But yet, as I was in junior high and high school in the 1960s, oh, you're a girl. What do you want to be when you grow up? Of course, it was understood you'd be a wife and a mother, but, oh, if you were going to have a career, you would be a teacher or a nurse. We didn't have a vision for opportunities that are available in science, mathematics, technology. Of course, there wasn't that much technology at that time. And education, it wasn't very far reach for most of us. And that's where I think that we can change our world today by having relationships with other women, particularly in the mentoring of young women, encourage them that, you know, you can do anything you want to do, and then it's our place to provide the encouragement and sometimes funding for the women to reach those goals. But the first thing is plant the idea. You can reach for the stars.
I love that. That's great. Well, thank you very much. I love the conversation. We'll have to continue it a little off screen, but thank you very much for joining us at the roundtable. That really was a great conversation. I loved having the women here and talking about history. What you saw here were the edited highlights. Check out our website next week for the full conversation.
Next up, we have SOI team members Tyler Perrone and Brian Wong with their Good to Know community information.
Here are Good to Know community happenings in March. With tax season in full swing, you can make a tax-deductible donation of $1 or more on your state return to support arts education programming. The California Arts Council guarantees that your contributions will go towards the Keep Arts in Schools Fund. Do you have a teen interested in serving our community? Have them be a part of the Riverside County Youth Commission. They can gain leadership skills, make a difference, and have their voice heard. Join one of their 5 youth advisory councils and be a leader tomorrow.
Have you ever wondered how far back your family tree goes? The Hemet Family History Center can help you learn more about your heritage and even decipher historical records. Who knows what you'll find? You can also volunteer to help others search their roots. Rising like the sun so others can shine. That is the motto of the Ontario, California-based Time for Change Foundation. They assist homeless women and children by providing housing and the necessary resources for self-sufficiency. You can support their work by sponsoring and or attending their 22nd Annual Awards Gala on April 19th. A lot is happening in our region. Join in and be a part of the community. You can find the information mentioned here on our website, spiritofInnovation.org. Back to you, Diane and Scott.
They do really well.
So proud of the work they do.
Tyler and Brian help find the topics that they write about, that they perform on camera, and they edit their own videos. So we're just so proud of the work they do every month.
Everybody here really does some great work. But now we're going to move on to the topic of traffic. I-15 in the area is historically congested. It's a thoroughway for commuters and also used for local traffic.
Construction on the I-15 between Winchester Road and the I-15-215 interchange is going to be creating additional lanes running alongside the freeway.
In addition, state-of-the-art smart technology is being implemented to help alleviate heavy traffic congestion. Here's more.
A first-of-its-kind project for California is happening in Temecula. The Riverside County Transportation Commission, in partnership with Caltrans and the City of Temecula, are bringing smart technology to assist with traffic flow.
The I-15 Smart Freeway project is a pilot project that RCTC and Caltrans are implementing along the I-15 corridor from the 215-15 interchange all the way down to the San Diego County, Riverside County border. The project will involve adding sensors along the corridor to evaluate the traffic conditions, and will also involve making modifications to the on-ramps at Temecula Parkway, Rancho California, and Winchester Road. The new sensors will work together along the corridor by analyzing the traffic conditions, and will work collectively to look at the 3 northbound on-ramps, and that will determine how many cars can enter the freeway.
The new smart sensors will be an upgrade from the timed traffic systems currently in place, providing residents an overall quicker commute time.
The smart freeway technology is different because of the fact that it will look at all of the coordinated adaptive ramp metering. So that means that it will look at all of the 3 on-ramps together. Right now, the on-ramps that Caltrans implements, they just evaluate and do ramp meterings for 1 interchange.
The system is designed to move vehicles through the on-ramps at a rate that will prevent traffic backup onto the local streets. The Temecula Parkway, Rancho California, and Winchester Road on-ramps were chosen as the starting points due to severe traffic congestion.
The success of this project will be measured with several different metrics that we'll be evaluating, such as safety, improvements, the number of accidents, the travel time within the corridor, also travel time between the interchanges so people can get an idea of how much time they're saving locally.
Construction is expected to take 1 year to complete.
The community input has been positive. We have had several public outreach meetings. We've talked at the Temecula City Council. We have presented to the RCTC board several times. And the general feeling out there is the public is excited about the project. They want to see it implemented and improved, and hopefully it'll improve the conditions for the community.
Along with the reduced traffic congestion, the Smart Freeway developers also say the system will improve air quality thanks to the decreased number of idling cars.
Now in this month's Food Corner, team member Aaron Porras takes us on a Cuban taste adventure without the need for airline tickets. Let's go.
Welcome to Food Corner. I'm Aaron Porras, and today we are here at the Cuban Hut in Temecula. I hear that many locals visit for the restaurant's authentic flavors and catering options. I'm here with the owner of the restaurant, Gio. So, how did the idea for the restaurant come about?
Well, I came in for a sandwich, and it was previously named the Cuban Hut, so I offered to buy the restaurant from her right on the spot. And now it is what it is today.
What is it like running a family-owned business, and how do you divide up the work?
Running a family-owned business is sharing a piece of you and your family with the rest of the world. We get to experience and show people who we are and where we come from through our food.
I hear the food is authentic. Could you explain how you decided which Cuban dishes to put on the menu?
I told my dad, I was like, I don't want just regular Cuban food at the restaurant. I want the food that is made at our house, and that's how I want it done. So what we did was I got my mom and I got my dad, and we came together and we put everything that we ate as kids at home on the menu.
I'm about to try some of the food. Which dishes would you suggest?
I would start with the Cuban, which is delicious, the ropa vieja plate, which is a shredded beef and a red wine sauce, or the oxtail, or the pork belly, or the croquettes, the empanadas, everything. It's just everything is amazing.
So I got a plate with paparrayanas and croquetas. So this has granite pork, and then they deep fry it, and the sweetness and the saltiness, especially with this sauce here, it really adds these like combinations of so much goodness that you could try in these. This has beef and potatoes in here, the softness and also some of that savory in here. It's amazing. I have the ropa vieja, or Pepe's old clothes, the ground beef and wine sauce, as well as the peppers and also the bit of the spices in here too. You just got to enjoy the savory in this. Sweetness, savory, and the spices in here. That's what you call goodness of Cuban food.
Be sure to visit the Cuban Hut for their amazing food and tell them that you saw them on Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America. If you have any restaurant recommendations, let us know at spiritofinnovation@jdscreativeacademy.org. Now back to you in the studio.
Kudos to Aaron, who wrote and edited that segment. Once again, excellent job, Aaron.
Loved it. Behind the scenes, we all enjoyed some of their food. So we asked Cuban Hut to be a Digifest sponsor.
Digifest is coming to JDS Studios April 19th, 20th, and 21st. Opportunity to try one of the Cuban Hut's empanadas. Just another reason to stop by.
Corina's Corner also has a Digifest angle. Have a look.
Welcome to Corina's Corner. I am spotlighting two local artists from the Temecula area, Travis Williams and Joanna Pearl. They're both also performing at this year's Digifest. Travis Williams has a diverse musical background as a singer, songwriter, and composer.
For me, I'm just trying to always get out of my comfort zone a little bit and try stuff that might be a little bit foreign. Anything that you're trying to pursue, you definitely want to make sure your why is important and that you're just absolutely love it, right? I think we often go into things just kind of wanting to reap the rewards right away, and it's a slow trickle sometimes, you know, and I think you have to be willing to be of service.
Joanna Pearl is an award-winning international singer and entertainer. She founded a nonprofit called Make Music Temecula.
I started with my co-founder. He told me about the Princess Trust, which I thought was excellent. Something that helps the artists in the community. And on the other side of that, music in schools and making sure not to cut those things. I do have a song called I Am Woman, and yes, I have experienced some difficulties in the music industry. I've been able to find some really amazing women in this industry to partner up with and us create our goals and execute those things together.
Thank you, Travis and Joanna, for sharing your stories. You can catch Travis performing at Digifest on Friday, April 19th. Then don't miss Joanna's performance at the Digi Awards celebration on April 21st. Get your tickets at digifesttemecula.org. Back to you, Scott and Diane.
Great job, Corina. We appreciate how hard you work on Corina's Corner with your research, writing, and editing.
We know we can look forward to a lot of music and food and some wonderful things at Digifest. And what else?
Well, we have some amazing speakers. We have Emmy winners, executive producers, social media experts, so much going on. You want to make sure to check it out. Have a look.
Digifest Temecula is right around the corner. Our 3-day multimedia extravaganza is so much more than just a film festival. There's something for everyone. Enjoy an event-filled weekend packed with engaging presentations with insider tips, workshops, networking, awards, entertainment, and food and fun. Dive into a world of creativity and celebrate digital media. Enjoy captivating and immersive exhibits. From festival entries to event activities. Enjoy live music performances with local talents Travis Williams and Joanna Pearl. But wait, there's more. Be inspired by our keynote speakers, executive producer Evan Cholfin, Emmy Award-winning actress Kelly Tebow, and Emmy Award-winning director Matt Sellers, as they share their journeys and provide wisdom from their experiences. Visit digifesttemecula.org to get your tickets. Go VIP, get one-on-one time with the presenters, lunch, and a VIP swag bag, and all access to the full 3-day experience. Or just immerse yourself in the festival with your all-access pass. Individual event tickets available too if you want to pick and choose what to attend. Join the DigiFun April 19th, 20th, and 21st.
Digifest is really coming together perfectly. You don't want to miss this year. Tickets are on sale now. We hope to see you April 19th, 20th, and 21st.
Looking ahead to our 2-week summer camp program beginning June 17th, where the campers will do improv and then script it and then get it to the stage.
In 2 weeks, they will perform a play that they wrote and built the sets, props, and costumes for. Registration is open now. That's it for the show. Thank you for joining us. Don't miss our new episode of Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America dropping in May. Follow us on social media so you don't miss the date.
Check out our spiritofinnovation.org website for our current episodes, past episodes, and our individual segments.
Find Spirit of Innovation on Rivco TV, Menifee, Murrieta, and Temecula local stations, YouTube, Facebook, and streaming on 150 platforms through Binge Network. Use the hashtag JDSFamily to keep up with everything that's happening here at the studio and in Riverside County.
Our SOI training crew is relaunching their SOI Update TV show with a new focus and a new title. It will now be called SOI Stories. You can also catch them hosting our podcast, SOI Talk, and on radio station 102.5 The Vine 7 days a week with the JDS Creative Academy Community Spotlight. Well, that's a wrap.
SOI out.